Yo, what's up, all you young bloods, OGs, and shorties out there? Hey, we're back on the channel. Yes, I am wearing a jester's hat because this car's making me look like a this car is doing a good job of verifying that I'm a moron. How about that? We changed our coil yesterday, and honestly, that seemed to help somewhat. Maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe it's the power of wishful thinking. Make your own reality. Make your dreams come true. If you want it bad enough, it'll happen. Maybe. We changed the coil. We took it down the road. I don't want to say it felt great, but we still had issues. So I came back. I did the outro. Boo-hoo. We suck. Car's crap. Blah 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 blah. And then I said, well, I pulled a couple plugs out. They looked bad. Like I say, we had a problem with the needle and seat at the track, and probably killed the plugs basically there too. And didn't race it again, and then I just drove it around, got on it. So anyway, long story short, we have a multitude of problems possibly going on here. Coil wasn't great, giving us issue at high RPM potentially. Plugs getting killed isn't helping matters either. Weak coil ain't going to help clean the plugs off. So blah blah blah. So I took the plugs out of the silver car because it is straddled with the almighty GT40 POWAH as well. They looked okay for all you EFI lovers out there. They didn't look brand new like they they look like a carburetor plug, but hey, cool. So I cleaned them up a little bit. That's what this empty almost can of carburetor and air intake and spark plug cleaner, along with this used pair of, what was this? Charlie Brown boxers. We cleaned them plugs up with those two items alone, and just our elbow grease and our own wit. Put them in, took it down the road, and it actually felt better. Still had a little whatever, felt a lot better. Also had a plug wire that I don't think was the issue. Got on the header. I've had this happen a bunch with P heads and stuff like that over the years, off and on. And I had already reinsulated it, had a heat shield on it. It just got on the header at one point in time. It'd been like that, but I put a different plug wire on it just to completely eliminate that potential. So it did feel better. So what are we doing now besides wasting all yours and my time talking? We got a fresh set of auto lights. I was originally going to put these in when I put those heads on. I changed my mind. I said, nah, I don't need new plugs. It'll be all right. So, might be time for a new set of plugs. So we've got a new set of plugs that we're going to put in. We're going to gap them, of course. Then we're also going to get, and this has not been washed. I'd just like to warn you in case you are wondering. This isn't the poo shirt. It smells like a bear. Poo shirt has not been washed, Winnie the Pooh. So we are probably going to jack it up and do a little bit more clutch cable adjusting on it. Yes, I have a firewall adjuster, but I like to get all the cable done, and then I can mess with the adjuster up top. And I still don't have the cable where I want it, under the car. So that's also, I think we're going to do that. Then we'll take it down the road and see if we have done any good. If we have, then we found some pieces of scrap metal, scrap aluminum. We're gonna, not today, tomorrow, because I forgot the drill, of course. We're gonna make a bracket for our fuel pressure gauge, which is gonna look completely horrendous. People are gonna say, why don't you mount it in the car? Well, because you're not supposed to, and I do a lot of things you're not supposed to do, but I don't want to buy an isolator, and I'm fine with it being outside. I need to have it where I can see it, not over here somewhere. That's why I've got them mounted. People, say, I've got it mounted on the cowl on cars. There's two things I need to see. The main thing's the shift light. If you got an automatic, you got no worries. You're just sitting there. What are you doing? Hell, if you got an air shifter on a timer, what are you doing? You better have a car that runs 5s in the 8th. You're just sitting there. So you can just look around, see what's happening. In the manual, I'm a little busier, so I kind of have to focus, and so I want to focus on shift light. I want to be able to see the fuel pressure out of my peripheral, so it's right there. I can't really have it over here. I don't want to be looking around. So that's just me. That's what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, that's fantastic. Whatever works for you is what you need to be doing. But I'm doing what I need to be doing. So we're going to make a bracket tomorrow, hopefully, to mount the fuel pressure gauge. So that'll be where we can see it. Gosh dang it, there was something. Oh, we're going to probably start looking at putting the electric water pump on. And then hopefully this coming Sunday, even though it's 60% chance of rain, we're hoping that maybe we'll be able to go to the track and finally redeem ourselves. I've got a little something that one of the subscribers, one of the subs sent me that I have been told to wear and this and that. So I'm going to try and see if we can get that, make that happen. But it's got to run a 7, and I'm bringing a Mountain Dew with me. So boom, let's get to work. Quit talking. Here's the plugs we took out. So I know you're not like getting a great look at them, and I want to say that in one of the Love Boat videos, I had taken the plugs out a couple times and looked at them. So anyway, we got brand new these ones in there now. So boom, and those were the better set that was in it. The set I pulled out yesterday afternoon were killed. So anyway, I'm gonna adjust the clutch or mess with the clutch adjustment a little bit. Then we'll maybe take it down the road. Okay guys, here's what's going on. You can see where we trimmed our cable, the threads off of it. We didn't need that anyway. And you can also see where we dented the header tube a little bit. Obviously, if we had a Fox fork, this wouldn't be an issue, but it was with the SN. Now don't get me wrong, it's it all fits decent enough now. The only thing is that I like to run mine tight. Now, tighter than this. It needs a couple turns. So I know there's a couple different videos where they tell you how to set the width or the thickness of a dime on your firewall adjuster and all this kind of stuff. I always run mine. You're not supposed to run it because you'll have drag on your throwout bearing and yeah, that's all these things are probably true. But I do it anyway because I like to have the clutch pedal as high up as possible so that when you push it down, you don't have to go all the way to the floorboard to shift. So, my arm is faster than my leg. So, I gotta be able to get my leg action as quickly as possible. So at least that's how, so we need a few more turns on this, try and get a few more turns on it. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Okay, so now we've got the clutch pushed in, and we'll use a pair of needle nose vice grips to clamp here, and then we'll use a box end offset double box to adjust the nut. We don't have the lock nut on it right now. We're still in the preliminary stages, but that's almost how we have to adjust it, is because we don't have enough room. But and again, when I'm doing stuff like this about how I run my clutch cable or how I run my shifter or how I basically do anything, it's not that it's the right way, and maybe it's not the wrong way all the time. It's just the way that I do it. So if you get an idea from it or something like that, then that's cool. But it's, this is just the way, this is what works for me. And what works for me doesn't work for everybody else, or, what works for you may not work for me. This is just, it's like idea sharing. So this is how I do it. And, it's what I have found works for me. So it may not work for everybody. I just like to clarify, there are no absolutes on this channel, except that I'm an absolute moron. We were using our pipe to push our clutch in. Now, there's no, as soon as we touch it, it's getting on the clutch. That's how I like it. I like it to where, like right now, clutch is almost, now this has got a little bit of a long throw, but I don't want to have to, so you can just, well, I can't do it right-legged, but so you can go about right there and it'll shift. So I think we can live with that. We'll run it a little bit, drive it around a little bit, and if we like it, then we'll sadly may take the clutch cable back out, trim some more threads off of it so it doesn't touch the header. Then we'll put it all back together, and then we'll put the lock nut on it. So, but right now, I think I'll be happy with this. It's all how it feels coming off the floor for me. The more it comes off the floor before it engages is how I like it. So anyway, let me drop it down and I think we can start it up and see where we're at. exciting.
Yes, he sucks. This guy, Winnie the Pooh. 5.0 Pooh, baby.
All right, well, we're going to probably take the carb off of Pro Stock and just stick it on here and see how it works. I was messing with the front float level, and if I try and go too high with it, it wants to stick and act crazy. The kneeling seat does, so, you know, we're just trying to find the problem, the root of the problem. In actuality, the reason I actually bought the 650 for the fail TD was because of this carburetor. I was having issues with it and thought it was something else, but in actuality, I thought maybe it was regular. It was probably the regulator sticking, but it could have been. Like I say, I've had issues with this thing with the front float won't stick. So, just for the sake of the process of elimination, we'll put the other carb on and see how it runs. If that takes care of it, boom, we answered our question. Then we can start backtracking, like put the other coil on. Hey, maybe it wasn't the coil after all. This and that, So I know this is just parts changing, and that's not really problem solving, but this is what we got. So anyway, I've got some errands to run, and then when I get home, I guess I'll take the carb off real quick so I have it for tomorrow. And I gotta remember to bring the drill. All right, I'll try and remember also. All right, we'll see you guys in the next clip.
Box life, yo. Man, we've been getting some lightning up in here. It's raining. Woo, you see that? Man, we ain't worried about that. Spool, skinnies, no wipers, rain X. We're just stupid.
It's after work the next day, which means it's time for the next clip. Look at Hand Puppet. He's got his deuces dirty deuces. Obviously you can see what we're doing. We're just gonna have to shorten up our strap here. We've got us a belt. Yes, we took this from the Fail TD. We're gonna have to get another one. I hate doing things like that. It was freaking pouring when I left yesterday. It started raining, and it rained all afternoon, or the rest of the afternoon, and I wasn't able to get the carburetor off of Pro Stock to swap onto here to see if we made any difference or not, which I'm starting to think maybe that's some of our issue. I don't know. I've thought a lot of things, and I've been proven wrong each time now, so but we thought we'd work on this, since we're just kind of, it was just a piddly job, just easy. Now, normally I'd put it on this side, but we've already got our coil and stuff mounted over there. I didn't want to get into the whole big thing with that, so we're going to mount it here. We've already got we're roughing it in right now. We've got to pull one bolt out, but we're already getting close. We're also going to probably, I say temporarily, permanently, wire it in with our electric fan. Just when the fan's always on, basically, with our little I wouldn't even say halfway functioning, quarter of a way functioning little Honda radiator. So that's what we're doing right this minute. And we're going to look at doing our fuel pressure gauge stuff. And of course, I forgot to bring a freaking cut. I don't know. We might get to that. I don't know. We'll have to see. So anyway, let me get back on this, and I'll hopefully show you like the finished product here in a few minutes. Well, we have a winner. Now, we had to take our homemade pipe plug bypass cap off. We'll put like a heater bypass cap on it. And then we'll probably scratch that up, and I don't think we're going to leave it red. We'll just shoot it like black. So, and then we'll just have to readjust our alternator. And I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. I have to double check the alternator fitment real quick. We are out of adjustment on our alternator, so we need a tiny bit longer belt. That's a 26/7. We probably need like a 28. I think it'd work. Get us close. I think a 28 would. I think a 28 would get us on there, and then we're all the way in, so we'd have plenty. 28 or 29, 28.5. I think anything from 28 up will get us there. So, I'm fairly happy with how it's turned out. Again, got to paint that and stuff. So, anywho, let me take that off, and we'll, look at shooting that up and stuff. Then maybe look at the
fuel pressure gauge.
We're gonna call it a day out here. We've got our bracket painted, cosmetics. It's really important to us. This is our piece of aluminum strap that we're gonna bend and mount a gauge on it and have it where we can open the hood and all. It's probably gonna look like crap, but you guys expect nothing but substandard from us, and that is what we deliver. So go ahead and call this, and thanks for, what do kids know, they're staring at me. Thanks for commenting, thanks for subscribing, thanks for all the ways you guys support the channel. Especially thanks for watching. Until next time on Cussins Customs, on this here man's YouTube, home of One Year Only Lincoln videos and a bunch of trashy Fox videos. See you guys in the next vid.